If you're a student at Furman, chances are you've probably heard about the talent of the music department. Notorious for being one of the best liberal arts music programs in the country, Furman Music challenges students to be the best they can be. However, most people don't know just how rigorous the program is. Gail Rhodes is a junior music performance major with a focus in voice.
Where most people take 4 classes, sometimes we're taking 10 or 11.
Whoa!
Because we have a lot of little credits. So I think that, just scheduling I think is the hardest part of being a voice student. And it's mostly spent in rehearsal. There's a lot of rehearsals that are 2 hours, hour long, and then sometimes opera can run for a really long time because it's such a big production. I remember freshman year, I was in class from 9:30, some days from 9:30, and then I would get out of Furman Singers at 6 and then go into opera from 7 to 10.
Oh my god!
So it's like, it's 15, 16-hour days sometimes, especially during tech week.
However, despite the challenging schedule of her major, Gail loves Furman Voice.
One of my favorite things about the voice program at Furman is the encouragement we all have for each other. I feel like this is such an environment that is nurturing and we all care about each other rather than just being each other's competition. So having that safe environment is really something that is unique to Furman, I think.
This semester, the Sarah Reese Lyric Theater, which is Furman's program for opera and operetta performances, has been putting together a production of Offenbach's comedy Orpheus in the Underworld, which was originally performed in France in 1858.
Okay, so my character is Eurydice, and this operetta is based off of the Greek myth of Orpheus and Eurydice, where he's the musician that leads her back from the underworld, except this is a spoof take on it. So my character, Eurydice, is technically the daughter of a nymph and a demigod, married unwillingly to her husband Orpheus, and they don't like each other.
Oh.
And so Eurydice is just kind of trying to find where she belongs, and she's using her inner confidence to be like, I know that there's more for me out there. And she ends up falling in love with 2 gods. So that's kind of her journey throughout the opera.
Rehearsals have been anything but easy. Despite rigorous classes and complex schedules, students put aside hours of time to practice for this opera. In addition, the entirety of the original opera was produced in French, so students have had to navigate the challenges of translation.
No, the hardest thing about this opera has been that there is not, like, the translation that we're using, we're singing in English, even though this operetta was originally in French.
Oh.
There's not an exact translation of ours that we're using, so it's kind of like creating something from scratch.
Considering that it first opened in Paris over 200 years ago, Orpheus in the Underworld is not exactly a modern play. To make it more applicable to college students, Furman's production uses modern English, putting a bit of a twist on this operetta. However, it still keeps much of the historical elements that were originally there.
And it's actually the first operetta ever, and it's where the can-can dance, like, originated.
What?
Like, the number, the can-can, like, you know, the music, that's where, this is what it came from.
Haley Glenn is sophomore communications and vocal performance double major who is playing the role of Cupid. She's loved being a part of this production, especially through working with the orchestra.
The very first time with the orchestra is always my favorite because it just, like, adds so much to the sound and it makes it feel a lot more real, and you don't really get opportunities to sing with the orchestra much.
Yeah.
You do here, but, like, in community theater it's always like a track, so having a live orchestra is really cool.
Orpheus in the Underworld was performed in McAllister Auditorium on April 12th and 13th, and it was a huge success. Not only was it an incredible production, but the cast absolutely loved being a part of it.
I'm just excited to perform with everybody. I mean, the ensemble is really fun to perform with, and just getting to spend time with everybody and getting closer through the performance and everything. I love it.
And what's been your favorite part about this production?
Ooh, just seeing all the characters come to life. It's so much fun when everyone gets into character, and then we can really put on the show.
My favorite part about this production is being able to, like, hear the orchestra play and it actually shaking the ground. It makes it so much better, and it's so much more fun when you dance to something that you actually can feel just as well with the music.
Furman is so fortunate to have a music program that provides students the ability to put on productions like this.
So I just know that I'm set up really well and I'm going to graduate really well prepared for the field. And just having like mentors to teach me a lot about music, but also just life in general, it's definitely had a really great impact on me, both the teachers and professors and the students as well.
Furman Music truly sets students up for success. Orpheus in the Underworld was just one example of this. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed.